Welcome back to some new r/PettyRevenge stories, where people share small victories over those who wronged them. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Trash in the Yard. I live in a house, but there's an apartment complex directly behind the back fence in my yard. The entire time I've lived here, I've always found random trash tossed over the fence. That has gotten progressively worse. The most annoying thing is all the glass beer bottles, as some of them hit concrete and shatter, which makes it unsafe to let my dog run in the yard. It's such trashy and inconsiderate behavior from people I've never even met, and I finally started trying to push back. First, I tried the legal route. I reported the illegal dumping to 311, as I couldn't figure out how to contact the building manager. And it was to the point that full trash bags ended up in my yard. They said they couldn't do anything, and I would be responsible for cleaning it up, since it was in my yard. Annoying, but basically also gave me the green light to throw it back over the fence. As 311 pretty plainly told me it only came down to whose yard the trash was in. So I went out with gloves and threw every single piece of trash back over the fence. Full trash bags, dirty shoes, beer bottles, used diapers, etc. These people think my yard is their personal dump, and it's not even one neighbor doing it. I caught multiple residents of this apartment complex on camera, casually tossing trash over the fence. Not even a full day later, and these losers had thrown it all back over. It's not even just laziness at that point, as it would be significantly easier to just take it to the apartment's dumpsters. But they somehow feel entitled to throw trash into my yard enough that they'd literally return it when I threw it back. Fair enough, two can play that game. First, I threw all the full trash bags back over, but not just onto the ground. I tossed them all the way up to the roof of the apartment complex, which isn't easily accessible and is far from ideal, given we are in a tropical climate that will make it smell quickly up there. Next, I took all the dirty shoes, tied their laces together, and used a long pole to hang them from pretty much any projection off the side of the building that couldn't be reached. Also stuffed them with expired meat and stuff. I wanted to shatter the beer bottles as well, but I decided to just recycle them, because I didn't want anyone to actually get hurt. You'd think that would be enough to prove my point. But I also went behind the fence that night and planted a bunch of running bamboo. There's a sort of alley between the apartments and my fence that's all grass. So the idea is for it to grow enough to block them from even walking through there to begin with. Bamboo is very hard to remove once it starts growing. The next story is called Every Spam List. Back in the early 2000s, I had a manager who would often be a jerk to many of his employees, including me. He loved to tell people that they should be happy to have a job, and gave no constructive feedback. It was all just how bad we were. When I got my review for the year, he had given me a 1 of 5. When I asked his boss to review my review, his boss literally said, "What the heck?" as he has talked to lots of my internal customers. His boss actually gave me a 4.7 or something out of 5 on the real review, because he knew the changes I had helped the team make. Not long after the review, I would be on the internet, and anytime that a website would ask me to sign up for their email, long before you had to opt in, I would put my boss's work email into the field. I did this for a few weeks, and then moved on with my life, because I had a million other things to do. A year later, I was helping him with something on his computer, and made a comment about having 10,000 unread emails. He said he got on some spam lists, and is now getting hundreds of emails a day that weren't work related. When I left his office after that, I suddenly remembered signing him up for email lists, and smiled all the way back to my desk. The last story is called Vindicated. Yesterday there was an important and long meeting that took about 4 hours. My company was getting a demonstration provided by the account manager for some new updates to their software. I had only been using the software for a few months, so I had a lot of questions and prepared some before the meeting. For reference, we had my entire department, me and one other dude, and two ladies from another department meeting the other company. A man I've met once before, we'll call Adam, and his new boss, who just started, we will call Susan. At the beginning of the meeting, one of my co-workers was sharing her screen, but handed it off to Adam, who began sharing his. I, at this time, had just asked him a question, and he was responding to it. During his response, his computer went off with a notification. As it was being shared with the entire room, I saw it, and, being a fast reader, I read it. I could read what Susan wrote. That brown-haired girl is really starting to annoy me. It quickly disappeared as immediately Adam clicked on the X button. I was the only brunette in the room. The meeting went on for 3 more hours, and I wondered what I should do. I decided to let the meeting conclude and discuss the issue with my co-workers after the meeting. I talked with them afterwards, and one of my co-workers had also seen the message. We shared it with our manager, who immediately reached out to them about the incident, demanding an apology. I got a call later that day with an apology, and this morning I found out they are coming next week to issue an in-person apology. Although I didn't do much, I felt very vindicated. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.